Welcome to lesson 49, line graphs. Now we studied a little bit about line graphs in science, and hopefully you remember that a line graph is used when you're showing a change of something over time. So the best way to set up a line graph is to draw an x and y axis. You see the x is the horizontal one here, and then the vertical one going up is the y axis. And on the time that changes, that's on the bottom, the x. And for this one, we happen to have months. And then across the y-axis, going up, is what data is going to be changing. For this one, it's temperature. And then across the top, you see average daily temperature. Now, don't forget to label your graphs. Okay? So these three things, the title, labeling the bottom, we're going by months, and labeling the side, temperature, Fahrenheit, that is part of what would be graded when I'm checking your work on a graph. I'm not just looking, can you find the right data and use the data, can you set up the data? So make sure you have those three things. Alright, let's take a look at some questions from your work. Now you have a graph that's completed a little bit more. I'm missing some of the dots along there, but we're going to ask questions that are based on the ones that I've already drawn there. So number one, it says, in which month was the average daily temperature about 50 degrees? Okay, so looking along the graph, here's the 50-degree mark, and this dot is very, very, very close to that 50 degrees. So you go straight down and see that that dot lines up with April. So in April, the average temperature was about 50 degrees. So number one would be April. Number three says, during how many months? We're looking for a number. 1 month, 5 months. How many months was the average daily temperature colder than 50? Well, that April dot is a little bit below 50, so that one would count. And then so would March and February and January. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 already. And then the graph goes above 50, and then it comes back below here in November and December. So far, that was a total of 6 months. The average temperature was below 50 for 6 of the months, half of the year. And then let's do one more question. Number 7 says, what is the range of data between February and September? Well, February, we've already seen that labeled there. That's just above the 30, so you could put it average as 30. It's 30 degrees. And then September. September is 65. It's halfway between the 60 and the 70. So 65 to 30. How far is that? What's the range? Think of it like an open range, a big field, from one end to the other. 30 to 65. Subtract it. 65 minus 30 leaves you with 35. So their range is 35 degrees. On average, I would be accepting 35 degrees, or if you try to be specific, February looks like it might be at about 31. If you were to subtract those and say that the difference is 34 degrees, I will accept that also. If you have any questions about drawing line graphs or looking for the data on them, go ahead and talk to me. I'd be glad to help. Thank you very much. Bye.